Are we good to go?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board meeting of Wednesday, September 17th. It is 6:02. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Janie Anderson, Dale Blinton, Rodolfo Bergantos, E. Hammerberg, Michael Lanat,
Here.
Doreen C. Grant, Rafael Gutierrez, Vanessa Cherry here.
Good evening once again. This is a meeting of the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board. The board is authorized pursuant to Chapter 14 of the Village's Land Development Code to ensure compliance with the Village's Code of Ordinances. The members of the board are citizens and residents of the Village of Biscayne Park. We volunteer our time and we are not paid for our services. The purpose of each hearing is to give any alleged violators the opportunity to contest the decision of the code compliance officer, which resulted in the issuance of a notice of violation, and to determine whether a violation of the village's code has occurred or is occurring. We are not authorized to dismiss violations based on hardships, ignorance, or the fact that others may be guilty of the same violation. These hearings are conducted in a quasi-judicial manner. Our responsibility is to act much like a judge in a court, and that is to hear cases presented by the village's code compliance officers and to hear contradictory arguments presented by the alleged violators. We are not authorized to change the code. The village commission is solely authorized to enact or revise codes. Conversely, neither the commission nor the village manager have the authority to overrule the findings of the board. Pursuant to Chapter 162 Florida statutes, orders of the board can only be appealed to the Circuit Court of Miami-Dade County. We have the authority to assess and order the payment of civil penalties, to issue orders having the force of law, to command whatever steps are necessary to bring a violation into compliance, and to assess administrative costs. In order to make a finding upholding the code compliance officer's decision, we must find that there is substantial competent evidence that the named violator was responsible for a violation of the relevant section of the code as charged. All documentary evidence presented by the parties must be submitted for placement in the hearing file. No documentary evidence will Okay, great. Pension issues. Okay. Thanks.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do we have any additions, deletions, etc.? I would like to add just two. I promise to keep it quick. You're wonderful. Thank you. Discussion items. One would be on rental properties that are claiming homestead. And the others, let's just call it, and I'll explain myself later, cases that tend to languish. Let's just call it for now, cases that tend to languish, some of our cases that have been drawn out. Just again, quick discussion would be great. Thank you. Manager, go right ahead.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Madam Chairperson. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. And thank you, first of all, thank you for all the hard work that you do and keeping the village the way it looks and hearing these cases. I know it's not easy. But my purpose here this evening is to introduce our new police chief that was recently sworn in last Friday. We had an event here. It was a beautiful event. A lot of civic leaders came out for the swearing in ceremony. But I just want to make sure that this board knows who our police chief is and that you have an opportunity to meet with him. I'll turn it over to Mike to him in a minute. And also the members of the public have an opportunity. He's been here for a while, so he's very familiar with the city. But we're very fortunate to have him as our police chief. And we went through, as you know, we went through extensive process in the selection process. And so we're very fortunate to have a person of his caliber with us. So with no further ado, I turn it over to Chief Avila.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening to all, to the board and to the residents. My name's Carlos Avila. I've been in government for 44 years and just recently got, like the manager said, I was just recently appointed to the position and sworn in. And I'm here to help however I can. I've already helped Doreen out in a couple of situations there that she's had. And you all can get a hold of me if you need me for anything in my office. My office is open to the residents and the citizens of Village of Biscayne Park at any time. You're more than welcome to reach out to me if I can help with anything. I think I see a young lady over there that I helped out also. Yes. Thank you very much for having me here.
I just want to say to both of you, and I know, Al, you've heard me say this a million times, but Chief, you too, I welcome, and I think we all do, commissioners, staff, anyone to come to our meetings as frequently as you can. The more you know about how we all interact, about what our residents face, property owners face, how we handle these things, when you then have people come to you, you're in such a better position to be able to work with them. So please, anytime, not that you don't have enough to do in your days, but anytime we would love to have you. Thank you both for all you do. Board members?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I do. All right, if we could call our first case, please.
Good evening, Doreen Grant, Director of Code Compliance for the Village of Biscayne Park. Our first 5 cases are under Section 8 of the agenda, fine reduction. This is 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, and 8.5. The address is 11320. I'm sorry, that's not the address. Strike 8.1, it's 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, and 8.5. The address is 11610 Northeast Sixth Avenue. Lien record number 94R001677. This is for Bernadette Josephs. Apologize for that. These are municipal liens that were recorded over 20 years ago. Of course, they've reached their sunset. However, these were service liens, so the Village of Biscayne Park is legally able to collect on these liens. The second lien, I'll call all of them. The second lien, record number 94R59009229. Third lien, record number 95R483771. The fourth lien is record number 97R153179. Like I said before, these were service liens for work that the village did for our residents, and the fines were not paid. Outstanding fines are on the record in your package. Village is proposing $500 for each lien.
Right,
The open
Who's
permit
proposed?
is the thing that still concerns me. Has that been settled?
Yes, there was an open solar panel permit. It has been closed.
thank you.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, considering how old these liens are, I am unless the board has other questions, other concerns, I'm comfortable with what's been offered.
Same here. I read over the documentation in each lien and what the assessment of each lien was, and then the recording fee, which the offer they had proposed was to settle for that.
Mhm.
And it comes up to, I believe, $1,768.34. And I find that that would be acceptable given the situation and the circumstances behind the property owners.
And my only concern all along was, is the permit settled? If that's settled on liens that are as much as 31 years old,
Mhm.
I really appreciate that the offer is there to cover the filing fees. I would make a motion that we accept.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can we have a pay by date?
Let me read the,
All right, so you just gotta pay the fees.
Very compelling case.
the numbers. These are the kind.
Thank you.
1 second, sir. 1 second. We need to get a pay by date.
Yeah, oh, you're right. Okay. So in case 94R001677, 94R590929. That one does not have a number. Oh, 954-483771. And 97R153179, that the offers made by the property owner be accepted. And I believe we need to set a payment date. So let us set a payment date.
Could we ask them about?
Yes, sir, if I can ask you to come back up. Realistically, when can you expect to have the fines paid?
I would say within 30 days max.
Alright. So would October 15th work?
That's fine.
All right, sir. So your offer was accepted. It totals to $1,768.34, and payment needs to be made by October 15th.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
The next item is under old business, section 6 of the agenda, and it's 6.10. It's for the address 11410 Northeast 11th Place. It's for case number CE 25-0442, Carlos Alberto Cuartas, Magda Catalina Arango. They were found to be in violation of section 9.17A criteria to determine abandoned property. At the last hearing, the board may remember that Carlos had brought a copy of the registration. However, the vehicle does not have a sticker to date. We have made contact with Carlos, and he told me that the sticker was put on another vehicle, which I explained to him is not compliance. The sticker should be on the right vehicle. If he was stopped by the police in the street and that vehicle didn't have a sticker, they would consider that vehicle unregistered.
Definitely not interchangeable.
So Carlos is here to represent himself.
Yeah.
1-0.
Ten.
Section 6, item 6.10.
Well,
Oh,
Go ahead,
okay.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying, so the vehicle that this tag is placed on is,
Is a different vehicle.
well, it's not a registered vehicle?
I'm not sure if the other vehicle is registered, but he said he made a mistake and put it on another vehicle. We gave him time to change that, but to date, Carlos hasn't changed it.
Well, I thought the last time that.
Are you sure of that? Are you sure of that?
Sir, I do need you to identify yourself.
Oh, hi, my name is Carlos Alberto Cuartas, 11410 Northeast 11th Place.
Doreen, remind me, I thought the last time we were here that it was for the sticker and he said that it was in his house or something.
That's correct.
And he said he was going to put on, so it.
He said he was
may have
gonna
been
put
a
it on.
mistake That was put on inadvertently put on another vehicle? Is that what he's,
Well, Carlos is here to testify.
Okay.
But he told me
that's your understanding?
after we re-inspected the property, I believe September 5, we went to the property and the sticker wasn't on the vehicle. He reached out to him, the inspector, explained to him that he needed to have that there. The inspector came and gave me an update. I reached to him as well. And at the time we did the re-inspection earlier in September, he didn't have the sticker on the vehicle.
Okay.
It was September 11, which is a few days ago.
You're Mr. Cuartas?
Yes. So yeah, the sticker's on there and it was a mistake. It was put on the Tesla by mistake. I have different vehicles. I had ordered another one right after I left here. I sent you guys proof that I had ordered another one, hadn't arrived in the mail. I was ordered by your colleague over there to go stand in line at the DMV, which I did. Got another one. I've got proof of every bit of it with dates, with times I paid for it, everything else. And now it's there. So actually, I was in compliance even from day one here as far as having a registered vehicle, insured,
Yeah.
running,
yeah.
all that. I didn't have the sticker. This has turned into something gigantic. Hopefully it's over. I sent proof of it on the 12th.
You
So,
proof me a picture?
Huh?
Picture?
Yeah, I sent it to Officer Gutierrez.
Mr. Gutierrez, did you get the picture?
Of the registration, not of the sticker.
Sticker.
Okay, yeah.
Would you mind showing us?
See it on the correct vehicle.
It's on the correct vehicle. There's a
Today?
picture here. It was sent
Yeah, the day
a
after.
few days
Yeah.
ago to Officer Gutierrez with proof of the receipt, with proof of the original time that I
Well, good.
requested it.
Because your picture was the 11th and this was the 12th, so
Okay, so it's here if you'd like to see it.
yeah.
That is gonna need, that's not gonna work for evidence. That's gonna need
Why wouldn't it?
in the filing. He's submitting that, Michael, as part of it.
Well, he said it was.
You have
So,
to get it?
so the inspector spoke with Carlos today and all he had to tell him is the sticker is there. We could have gone there and taken the picture. We didn't even have to come here. We would have reported compliance.
Yeah, it's a September 4th, but that wasn't the sticker. Yeah, all this one up. They're not one up.
Oh, we know he has all that documentation.
Yeah, he said that it was sent to Officer Gutierrez on the 4th of September.
And here's September 11th with.
Was this
with no
date on that?
September
Yeah,
11th.
I know.
The date that it's on the car. I mean,
The sticker was not on the car, September 11.
Yeah, you could do like the little metadata. You probably took it, you might have taken that one. The 12th, okay, yeah, but that wasn't the 4th. I was saying that was we thought it was the 4th. It was actually the 12th that you took the picture, which is the day after the 11th.
Yeah. And he spoke with him today. He could have told him that. You could have told him the sticker is on the car. On the 12th, he's looking in his phone now. There's no sticker.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos, if it's on the vehicle, we'll be happy to inspect tomorrow and close the case.
Nothing would make me happier.
Oh, there's fines.
Well,
Oh, there's fines. I'm sorry, there's fines.
Yeah. Then once the case is closed, if that's our motion, then,
There are fines, I'm sorry.
come before, if you'd like the fine reduction, you'd have.
Right.
Yeah, I've got the forms. Thank you.
Because there's still the violation fine and the admin fine in addition to the daily.
We need to make a motion.
Yep.
If there are no other questions.
Go for it.
If there are no other questions, I'd like to make a motion on case number CE-25-0442, to have the village inspect the vehicle tomorrow for compliance, and if in compliance, close the case.
I'll second.
We can't close the case until the fines are
Oh,
taken care of.
excuse me.
There are fines. There's $8,000 in fines that has to be taken.
Okay, well, to find that he's now in compliance.
And apply for a fine reduction
apply
if he
for,
wishes.
If the-
Fine
well,
reduction.
Does he doesn't have to apply for a fine reduction.
If he wishes.
So how do we tidy this up and leave it up to him to file if he wants to or not?
I've
So
got
the
the
va-
forms.
The,
The violation is in compliance. Oh, go ahead.
in your motion.
And,
it is
and this
village to reinspect.
car was
them.
always in compliance,
If
just
they
didn't have a
find him in
sticker on it, you
compliance,
know, to me.
Then the property owner can come forward with a
Yeah.
fine reduction if he so chooses.
Okay,
That's okay.
sure. So the motion would be to have the village reinspect or inspect the vehicle for compliance, and if in compliance, the property owner could move forward with a fine reduction if he so pleases.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right, thank you. The next item is 7.6. It's for the address 11121 Griffin Boulevard, case number CE 25-0655. Property owner is 11121 Griffin LLC in care of the registered agent Q&Q Business Services LLC. We are asking for an order of enforcement with a $1,000 penalty. They were found to be in violation of Section 10.1 offensive noise prohibited, Section 19.1.5 penalties enforcement for short-term rentals. The description is unnecessary and excessive noise at a short-term rental, and the reference came from several witnesses who are present, and we have a letter from one of the witnesses, which our clerk is going to read onto the record now.
Members have no questions at this point. I'd like to hear from the witnesses.
Okay. I thought are you gonna read the letter first or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, this is from Martine from 728 Northeast 112th Street. I, Martine, would like to testify in reading that I have been disturbed several times by the noise and partying at the Airbnb mentioned at this meeting. This noise level is so loud that it's wake me up, and I live on 112th Street. I have called the police several times. I respectfully request that this Airbnb be shut down.
And just for the record, Corinne, how many witness subpoenas do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 witnesses present, 5. We have 5 witnesses present who are all neighbors. And then the letter is for witness number 6.
I see like over a dozen people had complained.
Yes. However, only some of them were able to make it to the meeting.
Okay.
And there's a representative for the owner.
Yes, hello, how are you doing? Well, first of all, I want to excuse ourselves. This is the first time we have received any violation in regards to noise. We do manage the property. It's our property, and we manage the property. We have installed a noise aware system that detects noise. Unfortunately, that day, after we received the citation, we went over there and the guest had removed all the monitoring devices. And yeah, basically it's our first offense over here. I really don't know. I'm sorry. We have phone numbers from other neighbors, and we even gave them the phone number so they could call us in case there were any parties. That way we could come to the property and shut down the party. I'll be glad to have all of your phone numbers. I know it's not your job to do it, to be monitoring my guests, but if I can have your phone numbers, and that way whenever I'll give you my phone number, whenever this happens, you guys can call me and we can take it from there.
I would like to put it on the record that because of the way the noise ordinance is written in the village of Biscayne Park, our police department has been out to the property several times. But when they go to the property at 8 p.m. and there's loud music, there's really nothing we can do because noise is allowed until 11 o'clock at night. So I do have reports. They were just reports that I couldn't issue a violation for.
Okay.
And hence the reason I had to have the witnesses come in because they listen to the noise at 3 o'clock in the morning when we are not working.
Okay.
But you're also saying that they listen to the noise from 8 o'clock, 9, 10, and 11, and there
That-
can be no citations issued. And if the noise is down by then
That's
their
correct.
quiet enjoyment has been impaired, and then there's not
Impaired.
necessarily a violation for that day.
That's correct.
Our code being what it is, prior to 11,
There's nothing they can, and like whenever the police comes to the house,
They lower the music.
they lower the music.
Mhm.
Okay.
However, you will hear from the witnesses that the music is so loud. One of the witnesses who's not here, I was hoping she would be here tonight, came to the village and she says her window panes were shaking at night, 2 o'clock in the morning when this music was playing. The bass was so loud.
And where does she live or he live in relation to this address?
On Griffin or behind it.
Yeah.
Your Eva lives right next door, but the lady I'm talking about is your friend, Spanish lady. I hate to describe her like that.
we need you,
Can hear me. What would you like me to say?
ma'am, we need you to go to the podium if you would. Ma'am, at the podium,
You have to speak in the
to
microphone.
identify yourself, please. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Eva Cordos. I'm on 717 111th Street. I'm right next door to the property. And it's like from me to the desk right there. That's how close I am.
Yes.
Whatever goes on in that house, it's in my house. If I put my feet on the floor, I feel vibration. I touch the wall, there is vibration. There is so much I say immorality. If I had children there, I don't know, I would go crazy for the children to be exposed what's going on in that house. There is good people come, but whatever bad comes in, it makes up for everything. I mean, I could write a book things I hear and I see what's going on in that house. I mean, I can't even explain myself. And it's not just me. When I went around and talk to neighbors, like I'm diabetic, I have blood pressure, I'm partially deaf, I talk loud. When I get upset, I don't care if you hear me, I scream because I have to hear myself. Okay, so when I talk to my neighbors in the back, there is an elderly couple, there is a man in bedridden, an elderly lady, and she said, "How can you stand it? I'm having heart palpitation." I said, how many times I have to leave my house because I cannot take anymore. And when they drink, when they have party, I mean, they're screaming, cursing, and their drugs, I mean, I have impact when the
Ma'am, believe me, I can totally empathize. What I do have to ask of you is that you keep your testimony to what happened that night, the night that the violation was filed.
What happened
You
that
can't hear you.
particular
You
day.
gotta speak louder.
So there was 3 weeks in a row. Now it's quiet. There is people there. Normal. It's normal. And I don't care who's in there, but they behaving. But there was 3 weeks in the row that there was some kind of kids party and another party, and it's just a while. When they get drunk, they act like I don't know what.
Okay.
You can
Thank
just
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
We call, and I'm not the only one, and people
No, I
are
can see
scared.
that.
There is a lady that has 3-year-old at home. She's pregnant and she's scared because there is like at one.
Well,
time, I'm not-
ma'am, ma'am, I mean, this is a quasi judicial process and, you saying what's going on, you saying something that somebody else is saying is what they call hearsay. So we can't consider that. We can consider your testimony, which is compelling,
Night.
but you can't tell us about what other people told you because that's what they call hearsay. So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, there are a number of witness subpoenas to testify that were entered. I guess they may have
Okay.
made complaints. There are quite a few.
And I will ask everyone, please, frustration notwithstanding, we do need you to stick with the testimony for that night.
Can I get, ma'am, your phone number? Get your phone number?
Good evening.
Evening.
Sir, we need your name, please.
Michael Huber, Huber.
So what do you know, Mr. Huber?
Excuse me?
What do you know? What do you got to add?
Regarding the incident of August the 7th.
I'll say the property in question is not a lodging house. It's a party house. It's a party house until 3 a.m. It's a party house with people parking in other people's yards, people racing up and down on 111th.
Is that where you live? Do you live in 111?
I live at 111th and Griffin.
Okay.
Burning rubber on their tires, going around in a big loop on that first block of 111th. It's unconscionable. I've called the police. The police came out and they found a bunch of cars parked in a neighbor's yard. It's just, we shouldn't have to put up with this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else, ma'am? Get somebody else? Go ahead, ma'am. What's your
My
name?
name,
Your
Sarah
name, ma'am?
Croot.
Crude?
Croot, Croot.
Crude. And where do you live?
11133 Griffin Boulevard.
So you across the street?
No, I'm on the same side, 2 doors down in this direction.
This direction. Okay.
I don't know about the time because it wasn't on my subpoena for a particular date, so I don't have anything on that date. But I do hear it from my backyard. I do hear noise. And I have had one incident, which is kind of weird. A girl ring my doorbell. I have a Ring doorbell
Yeah.
camera, and she was in a bikini. It was really late at night, and she was on the phone. And just as I went to answer the door, she left, and when she was at the wrong house.
You saw her go to the
Yeah.
house we're
because
talking
I was
about?
like, what's this girl doing in a bikini at my door? So, yeah,
And what about,
that was the only incident I can say of any direct.
and what about the noise? Have you ever had noise after 11, like the complaints are that we've heard?
Hear it at my house. I am 2 doors down, so when I'm inside, it's not as bad as the direct neighbors. But I can hear it.
Do you ever call the police?
No,
Okay.
I've not had a great relationship with the Biscayne Park police.
Well, you saw a start of it tonight, a new one. But thank you for your testimony.
Is there anyone else?
Good evening.
You
I'm
can pull that down if you want.
Christine Morris Huber. I live on Griffin across the street. And Ava and Michael have covered it. I wanted to mention though, on that same night, there were people standing all over the place too, onto other properties and in the street, and that's happened before.
On Griffin.
No, on 111th.
Oh, in the little,
The median and
median?
and both sides of the street and in the front and stuff. So
just
it's,
congregating out there, not the house.
yeah, outside of.
Did it appear that they were there because there was an overflow in the house, or did they just take the party outside?
I think they were both places. We could hear noise from all over. So yeah, it was incredibly disruptive to the neighborhood and
And what
not-
time was that about?
very late, midnight-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
And for a long time. So.
And was this
So-
on the date that we're talking about, August
Yeah.
7th? Okay.
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
I got another question for the homeowner. You said that you have a noise detection device. I've
Yes.
never heard of such a thing, so I had a couple questions. The first one is, when did you put it in? Because it sounds like there's been testimony that there's been multiple incidents of noise that have occurred, and you were indicating in your initial comments that you'd had it in there, and there was only one time, this fateful time of August 7th, that it had been disconnected by the folks that were there.
Mhm.
So when did you put it in?
Oh, we put it in like maybe 2 years ago. Whenever it sends us a signal, we just start calling them and say, we're gonna call the police. You better put the music down. So it's by decibels. So whenever it comes,
And what is the decibel level?
I'm not pretty sure. I don't manage that. I have a team that manages that. But
You have
it's
a
called,
team, is the team on the app, or you got like people?
no, it's on the app and it's
Uh-huh.
called Minute. If you see it online, it's called Minute.
And you can adjust the decibels up and down?
I don't particularly know how it works.
It sounds like if you should find out, because it sounds like the decibel level is probably too high.
Maybe we gotta check it
It
out.
sounds like
yet.
maybe it's not maybe you need to get another device.
It's a noble thought to put something like that in, but if that decimal level is not proper in a community, in a residential community, it's not going to solve the problem. And if you don't have someone monitoring it, constantly staying on top of it,
Well, I think respectfully, I think that it may be the first time that it got this bad that you're here, but it doesn't sound like to the residents that we've heard from that it's the first time that they've experienced this issue. It sounds like they've experienced it multiple times, and that's, what we're looking at is, you've got a weighing factor, you've got a commercial interest, and, they have a right of quiet enjoyment of their property, without infringement.
Some of the instances may in fact have happened outside of the hours, but I think you have to be concerned that anytime there are guests there, they have to realize they are not on Miami Beach in a hotel. They are in fact in a residential neighborhood. So I'm not, while you can't get cited prior to 11, I would ask some courtesy to occur prior 11 too. Clearly somebody wasn't paying attention.
I mean, kind of like that girl in the bikini knocking on Ms. Coote's door at 12 o'clock at night.
If there are no more questions.
Yeah, if there's no more questions, I'd like to make a motion on case number CE 25-0655 that a violation has occurred, assess the fine of $1,000, $250 administrative fee to be paid by October the 15th, 2025.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Thank you, sir.
These are for the property located at 820 Northeast 115th Street. First case number is CE 25-0511. Property owner is 820 Biscayne 1115th LLC in care of their registered agent Brenda Jono. They are appealing the fines that were assessed by this board. Obtaining permits. They have since paid the fines in the amount of $500 for that case. But they haven't paid the fines, I'm so sorry. They haven't paid the double fee fines. They are appealing the fine, right?
They haven't paid either of,
They have paid for the permit,
not for either of the.
not for the fines that were assessed.
So what, they just jumped the gun on getting the dumpster there before they got ahead of their skis a little bit?
Correct. They got the dumpster without first getting a
Okay.
However, they haven't paid the $500 fine that was assessed by this board. That's in case one. And in case two, it's the same issue. They were found to be in violation of section 18.6.13. The construction dumpster that was on the property was not screened from a public street. That violation was also assessed $500 by this board. They have paid the fees to the building department. However, the $500 in that case has not been.
Before we, if you know, you can go ahead. I was just wondering, isn't this a fine reduction request?
They are appealing.
Oh, appealing, okay.
Basic fines.
Right.
Wait, is this the,
Administrative cost and,
who's he appealing to, us?
correct.
I thought you had to appeal to the
Yeah,
Miami-Dade. It's not, it doesn't come back to us. We don't
yeah.
appeal.
We don't hear our own appeals.
It's the circuit court.
So after a ruling within 10 days, they can come back and appeal? Well, that goes to,
Part of what I read in the beginning,
yes,
any decision,
by the board.
if this were a daily fine and he's coming back for a fine reduction, that's a different thing. That's us.
Yes,
This is the basic fines.
So your understanding, which I don't think is what I understand to be the way it should be or is,
yes,
is that you're saying that we are going to appeal, we're going to hear our prior ruling?
no.
Okay.
Cannot,
Is this a fine reduction hearing?
no.
Well, he seems to think that it is. He hasn't spoken yet, but do you have anything on file on the fine reduction for this?
No, we don't.
Okay, so that's not the issue. So what are we doing?
He wanted to bring it in front of the board that he does not accept the fines that were assessed by this board, but he needed to hear from the board. I needed him to hear from the board that they cannot hear this case. He can only appeal this case to. the
Okay,
circuit
I got
court.
two questions then. So when the fines were assessed, I don't, was he here? There's nobody here.
No,
Okay, so,
they received correspondence.
okay.
Hold on, we're still.
Give us just a second.
All right, so, okay, so, and then now, once the fines were assessed, then the appellate process would then require him to go to Miami-Dade
To the
Right.
circuit court,
within a certain amount of time, I would understand, right?
correct.
Has that time expired?
It has.
Okay, so he doesn't have the ability to appeal this any longer. So now it's in place, it's a final judgment, it's a final amount.
It's a final judgment, and after this hearing, we will bring this case back to this board for intent to lien.
Okay, so right now, there's nothing before us, is there?
Correct?
This is is this a homesteaded property?
No.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Commercial.
Now, the gentleman that's before us now wants to do what? What is the purpose of tonight?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Reduction, sir.
So there is,
Reductions have to do with daily fines, and we sometimes reduce, make changes. These were your initial fines. They stand as is and can only be appealed to Dade County Circuit Court. They do not come back to us.
well, let me just jump in for a second, because this may have been compelling at the hearing.
Yes. at
And
the-
whatever the reason was that you weren't here, you didn't receive it, something happened, whatever it was, if there was an issue, that resulted in your not agreeing with what the fine was, or the basis in which it was determined, then you would have had to go to Miami-Dade County. So all the things that you're trying to tell us now are no longer germane to what the issue is, because that part is over. So right now, you have a fine. If you want to try to do a fine reduction, there's paperwork that you have to file, and they can help you do that, and you can come before the board. But that claim or that motion is not ripe yet, because you haven't perfected the things on your side in order to come and be before us to argue for a fine reduction. And at which point you could tell us some of the things that you may have wanted to say before and you're trying to say again tonight.
Excuse me a second, sir. Or, excuse me, he's appealing the initial decision. That does not come back to us.
That's over.
Yeah,
That's all done.
done.
It's over. He failed to do that in time.
But
Right.
we don't treat the violation fine and the admin fines as fine reductions. They are all part and parcel
Right.
of the initial decision. We only look at fine reductions when it comes to dailies.
Like we had put pay by August the 10th, and he didn't pay, and the daily fine started on the 11th. That's what the reduction would be. This was basically.
This does not.
So I think what they're saying is that there's nothing for you to ask to reduce, because what the numbers are and what the basis of the numbers are not something you can come back and ask to reduce. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and I would like to explain to the board, when residents or property owners come back to the office with complaints, we do our best to explain to them what the process is. But sometimes they choose to come back to the board, and they want the board to tell them what they didn't understand
That's fine.
without explaining at the window.
Let me give you a little bit of the timeline. You were given a notice of well, excuse me, the The property owner was given a notice of violation June 30th with a compliance date of July 7th. We didn't hear the case until August. So through that whole process, nothing had been done. The permit had not been pulled. The permit was not pulled until September 10th.
What's your name?
Yes, September 10th. I better.
What's your relationship to the property? So did you get, so you got an email from Vanessa Cherry, who's deputy or whatever her position is, on the 4th, right? All right, and you're just trying to clean it up, but, so you weren't even around when this all was going on, is that what you're saying? Okay, but you're trying to say that, you know, the guy, Bonder or whatever, didn't get noticed because he was in a medical state and what? Got it, but didn't, you know, open it or didn't get it or what? What address was it sent to? 14207 Northeast 18th Avenue?
Well,
Is it?
we send to the address the property owner keeps on file with the village.
Yeah. Yeah, but what about the registered agent? The registered agent is also listed at 14207 on the Sunbiz, which is where if you were going to serve legal process, somebody's got to be there to accept service of process under the statute, I believe, between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock to accept service of process. So this would have been a legitimate address to provide the notice. Isn't that right, Doreen? Is that what you were following? Is that why that document is in this package? Okay.
We can use legally, and we also posted the property. There were people working there who have his direct phone number, so they could have called him and told him there's a notice posted on the door.
Well, this gentleman here can't really speak to that and what's going on because he wasn't even on the property.
Again,
Well, that's good going forward, but
Going
we're not
forward.
talking about that right now.
the bottom line for this is it has,
You can't tell me what somebody else is going to attest to. If they want to do a test, they could have been here and raised their hand like you did.
Well, it's a little bit mute anyway. It's already, the case has already
Case
been
is
heard.
over.
Yeah, and there's no testimony about, we're not taking
And
testimony.
I would like to go ahead and make a motion that we move on to the next case because there's nothing for us to do. I mean, there's not even a motion to be made on these two
No.
cases because they're standing and, you know, if the payments, if the fines aren't paid, then the village will most likely move forward with coming before us with the request to lien.
well, for the sake of having something on the record, I'm going to suggest that we make a motion that in each of these cases, we can take no action, but please put that on the record.
That's fine. I think that hopefully we satisfied the, what Doreen was indicating that needed to be done in certain circumstances, including this, which is to explain why
Correct.
we're here.
I'll second your motion, Janie.
In the case of EE 250511 and 0512, this board can take no action. The appeals need to go in front of Dade County Circuit Court.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Thank you, sir.
Well, I understand from what I heard tonight that that's over with. What is it, 30 days or something?
I believe the appeal should be filed within 10 days.
10 days, okay. We can't alter this, what the statute is.
From when it was,
Order of enforcement.
yep. And the order was August 6th.
My understanding from what I'm hearing, sir, is that the deadline to file the appeal has passed, so that they call that latches, I think, is when you sat on your rights.
You may want to investigate
Yeah,
that.
well, we're not lawyers, we're just,
Not give,
well,
sir.
I
we're not
know.
providing legal advice. Another case?
Okay, can we have our next case?
6.8 for the ad.
It's not that you can't appear, sir. You
When I met with you, sir, in the office, I did explain to you what the process is.
Yeah, but,
No,
but
this-
she's not providing legal advice. I mean, she's telling you, yeah, you
Absolutely
heard,
not.
you were here September 17th and you spoke to us.
Right.
So that obligation has been fulfilled. But as far as what your rights are, to appeal, that's not her obligation or even function to provide that, to give legal advice. Yeah, it's 30 days.
Our next case.
It's 30 days. I mean, it's 30 days in circuit court.
Until it's passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our next case was?
Next case is 6.8,
Ornate.
and it's for the address 11104 Northeast 9th Court. The case number is CE 25-0382. Jason Vanterpool, Stephanie LaCourse. We're here for an intent to lien. They were found to be in violation of section 19.1.7 renewal of a vacation rental license. This license has been obtained. I'm happy to report. They now have a current license. However, the fine that was assessed by this board in the amount of $1,250 remain unpaid. We have since filed an affidavit of non-compliance for non-payment of the fines.
And was that part of a daily? Was there a daily?
There was
fine
no
there?
daily fine. This is a short-term rental. It came with $1,000 fine plus $250 administrative cost.
So there's nothing that could have been, reduced? Okay.
And then the 250.
All right. And what is the motion then? To do what?
We came for an intent to lien, but the property owner is here.
Okay. And it hasn't been paid?
I'd like to hear from the property owner. Sir, if you would, identify yourself and your relationship to the property.
Yeah, is that working? It doesn't seem like it's working. Raphael.
Raphael, the microphone.
This doesn't not work.
At the top. Nope.
No. I'm gonna- Yeah, mine.
The complex,
It's been really hard.
on the order.
Test, test, test.
This is sticky.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason Vanderpool. I'm one of the owners of the property. I was made aware of the expired short-term rental license. And I was not aware there was a lien attached to it or a fine attached to it. So this is the first I'm hearing of this today. Nevertheless, since then, we have moved back into the property, so it's no longer a short-term rental. I don't know if that bears any weight in today's proceedings, but I would like to, ask that we can get the fine reduced if possible, or
Well, that was the first thing that I asked, if
Yeah.
it would even qualify for a fine reduction. And the only way that a fine can get reduced is if you had a daily fine and it was like
right.
$5,000.
It's just an administrative.
It's all the administrative
Yeah.
stuff, which, is the baseline stuff.
With the prior
Yeah.
gentleman, appealing a finding goes to Dade County Court. We only deal with fine reductions when it comes to daily fines.
Can you tell me the date that the notice of the fine was sent out?
Okay, that would have been,
Well, you mean the order of enforcement or notice of violation?
Both, please.
Okay, the notice of violation was on May the 6th and with a reinspection date of June the 6th. And then the order of enforcement was sent out on July the 16th.
Notice of violation, what you said, May the 6th?
Yeah.
May 6th. Yeah.
May 6th. and notice of, and what was the second notice?
The order of enforcement was July 16th.
Enforcement, okay,
Sir,
was July
if
16th.
you have these fines paid in an agreeable amount of time, there will be no lien, obviously, but the key is the fines do need to be paid.
Right.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. How long do you think reasonably would it take for you to pay these loans? Could you do it in 30 days? It's a
can-
total of $1,250.
Can we do 60 days?
Within 60 days?
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
45? 60 is a bit much. Because this started back in May.
I know, but well, if there's 45 days swingable, you need the 60.
I would really appreciate the 60.
All right.
We get it, the fines are still going to be there, and
And you back in the home, sir?
I'm back in the home now, yes.
Okay, so you're a neighbor now.
And we had an inspection, so even though we had the inspection after the notice of violation, the administration fees are still valid. Is that what you're saying?
What's he talk?
Okay.
I mean,
I just want to make sure I'm clear.
no, your order, yeah, because you had the inspection after the order of enforcement because
Correct.
you didn't have the
license.
certification.
Okay,
And that's why we got here.
understood.
Okay.
Okay.
I think, while September, October, November, if we can get a property owner who's, living in the home now and doing that,
Okay.
because we.
All right, that's
if it's
fair.
not
Yeah.
45, okay.
Fair, make it date.
Do I make a motion?
Go ahead.
Case number CE 25-0382. I, like to make a motion to allow have the, $1,250 paid by October the 15th, no, November the 15th. If not, direct the village to proceed with the, lien.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion passes 4-0.
So that's the 60 days.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, good luck. Welcome back.
The next item is 8.1, fine reduction for the address 11320 Northeast 11th Place. The case number is CEN 24-274. Property owner is J&B Management Associates LLC in their care of their registered agent, Vanterpool Jason. This is a fine reduction for a driveway that they have successfully installed. They are the fines had run up to $41,250. They proposed $1,000 and staff is okay with the $1,000 that they have proposed to cover administrative costs.
I almost commented, weren't y'all?
I'm gonna say, you looked familiar.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought.
And I apologize.
Looking good over
Yeah,
there.
so I'm glad you came back for,
He did a lot, yeah.
Good with it.
I was glad to see that. Well, we haven't granted it to you.
Right.
We're hearing it.
Don't push it.
I mean, I would like to make a motion, but, the rest of the, board may have questions.
I'll be honest, my initial reaction, because this particular property is not your primary residence, it's not homesteaded. I didn't give a significant amount of weight to the financial situation because sometimes enterprises just don't work. By the same token, if you kept it out of foreclosure, that's a very good thing.
Yes.
Obviously, we do not need another foreclosed property. So
Yep.
I'm comfortable.
Right. If there are no further questions from the board, I'd like to make a motion on case number CEN 24-274, that we accept the offer of $1,000 to be pay it by November 15th. That's the 60 days.
Yeah.
Okay, to be paid by November the 15th. If not, it'll revert back to the, original amount.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's been here before him, right?
Oh,
How much?
Definitely.
Okay.
All right.
It's beautiful. They've done a great job.
It's great.
yes.
Next item is 7.7. And it's for the address 11308 Griffin Boulevard, case number CE 25-0608, Renata Kosiba and Pierre Iteprat. Thank you for that. They are requesting for a continuance. They're asking to continue this case to March 11 of 2026. 6 months. We also advise them to do that. They were found to be in violation of section 8.4.3.1, tarps on roofs. They have a tarp on their roof. They are working with the adjusters. And as this board has learned from other cases with adjusters, and they take so long to process the paperwork and the money. So we did want to ask the board, we did encourage them to ask for 6 months so they have time to process the paperwork.
Absolutely no problem with a 6 months extension. With the caveat, I would like a 3-month update.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would like in the middle of that to have come back or provide email documentation, whatever works, to update us on where things are.
Who's the public adjuster?
Mhm.
The public adjuster is. You have a public adjuster? Called Alpha? And what is your, and who's the insurance company that you're going after? And what, and the, so evidently there's an insurance claim that's being dealt with, right? And is the insurance claim having to do with, it's been denied and that's what they're working through? They're still investigating. And the basis of the claim is what? A wind created opening? Is that? Right, but did something, are you saying that a storm caused the roof to leak? A windstorm. Okay, so there's a windstorm claim that's still being investigated. And when was it, how long is it? No, when was the storm? Like how long ago did your roof start leaking?
But if it was caused by a particular storm, in order for you to be able to go under your windstorm coverage, when was that?
Okay. But I guess my question is how long has this tarp been on there?
July.
Was that around the time that it went up? Okay, so, okay. Well, I mean, my understanding is that the insurance companies have up to 90 days to even make a determination.
Right.
At which point there can be some back and forth about, supplemental and things of that nature.
Right.
Then once that process goes through and if they deny it, then there's going to be, more litigation. If it's accepted, then there's got to be a process to get it fixed and, and all that stuff. So the time is probably ambitious at 6 months, but I don't have an issue with a 3-month update because it'd be interesting to know at that point what the insurance company's determination was, which we will know in 3 months.
That's the only reason is because I'm wanting us to get a little bit of a handle. Sometimes there are good, compelling reasons we've got to give extensions, and they have to be lengthy ones. But we need to keep some level of a handle on where things are going. Okay, so if we're good, I'll go ahead and make the motion. Ma'am, I'm sorry if you had anything else to say. Yes, ma'am. Okay, in case CE 25 dash, excuse me, 0608. We will grant the property owner's desire to have a 6-month extension. This will come back in front of us in March of 2026 with an update via email. You don't necessarily have to come in, an update in December of this year. Yes, ma'am.
And then, ma'am, I also want to just say that you can get a permit whenever you want. You get a permit now if you want to. You can get a permit now, but the question is, who's going to pay for it? And that's what I think that's what you're fighting with your insurance company about, right?
And they're only good for 6 months and you've got to renew.
Yeah. So I'm just, you said that this doesn't have to go forward for you to get a permit. I just wanted to just clarify that you can get a permit whenever you want, but permits, once you do get them, there's a certain amount of time, 6 months, that you got to get it put in, and it might be a little bit quick now to get one. Well, usually you do.
Yeah.
Usually you do.
And I have to mention that the property owner has been very active coming to Village Hall to get information, and they have all the information about the permit.
Oh, good.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks. No,
Nice meeting you.
I wish it was under better circumstances, but
I got you by 2 years.
That's by a little bit more than that, and I just live up the street from you.
Well, nice to meet you, neighbor.
you too, ma'am.
Next item, section 6, item number 6.11. It's for the address 12022 Griffin Boulevard. Case number is CEN-24-190. Bienvenido Figueroa and Carmen are the property owners. This is a progress report for installation of windows without first obtaining a permit. This family came to the office and met with the assistant building official, who gave them instructions on exactly what they needed to do to get the permit. I met with the building official today, and his update was there is no permit in the system for the windows or the door. And they haven't yet heard from, he has sent some questions back and forth with the building official, but we haven't seen an official submission of a permit as of today.
Okay.
He has landed from the private jet, so he can explain. No, Raphael, the microphone is not working.
This one is, if he wants to walk over and just speak with this one.
Yeah, the batteries.
That one's cutting. But see, unfortunately, it doesn't come out on the recording, as I'm finding out and I'm loud.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board.
Good evening, sir.
So well, first of all, thank you. As you may recall, I appeared remotely on August the 6th, and thank you for allowing me the time to submit the permit. So what happened just for the records, my employer's jet, not mine. I'm just a passenger.
You were sitting in it.
I did meet with Mr. Nunes on the 7th. We came in, we met with him. He gave me very good instructions. I also have a company called American Consulting Inc. helping me with this. And what American Consulting had said prior to my meeting with Mr. Nunes was that the comments from the inspector didn't make sense. I didn't understand exactly what that meant. When I sat with Mr. Nunes, he stated the exact same thing, that the comments didn't make sense. And thank you. And in addition to not making sense, some of the comments were contradictory of one another. So with his help, he gave me a number of things to do. I contacted American Consulting, and their advice was, look, what they asked you to do is very simple. You can do it yourself. They helped me obtain all the NOAs. I went ahead and resubmitted the permit, got the final NOA from the door manufacturer on the 21st of August. Turns out I could have just been pointed to a website to obtain it. I didn't know that for that particular door because I didn't know the model. There was no signs. I obtained the documentation. I submitted it back into the system, into the CAP system on August the 22nd. I followed up by calling. There's a young lady that sits at the window there.
Who sits where? Linda. Linda. Okay. Mhm.
I see that.
Is the front door you're talking about? It's the front door. So it is, you got to go upstairs to go up to your front door. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And basically, from where you were when we were watching you with your tequila on the airplane, is that you've now gotten the structural approved. You had a disapproval, and I saw you wrote in handwriting Liguri, so you figured out who that was, and then you went into the system. Doreen, is that basically accurate, what he's saying in terms of he can't see these comments until Mr. Liguri finalizes them, so he's kind of in the lurch right now? But it sounds like he's doing everything that he can do, reasonably expected, right?
Right. Um, However, I wouldn't want to be the one that says yes or testifies to this. If I knew this would happen today, I would have brought someone from the building department.
But I mean, that we don't need the building department to see that the structural has been approved.
Oh, no.
And the structural was not approved the last time we spoke to him. So we're moving the ball down the field, basically, right?
Is that doable, Doreen?
we need to get you out of it. And we need to get those guys together, right? So Doreen, how do we make this happen where we get the guy together with him and get him out of the way? Because he's just getting in the way, it sounds like. Just kidding. I think he's gonna be on another airplane.
Needs to be his consultant.
Right?
That's a first for us.
Yeah.
For me, I see progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do see having, a similar situation at one of the properties I'm handling for sale. Had a little bit of a difficulty with building.
You know, it all makes perfect sense. If there is a way to link up Mr. Figueroa's consultant with the proper person from CAP,
Can you guys help that facilitate?
On what you need to do, but there may be a couple of things missed.
I'd like to make a motion if everybody's
I
done.
was going to say one thing before we go further. I would ask you all to take a look at the fine accumulation. Because at this point, I'm seeing this gentleman do everything possible. He's
So
working in good,
comment from the inspector, maybe you could read that out to the board. Yesterday, or you haven't seen it?
No, he just testified he didn't see it.
He hasn't finalized it.
Okay. So this comment that we're looking at now is an unfinalized,
No, you don't have it over there.
right, but is that finalized now? Because he can't see until it's finalized.
comment. Well, of course, because if it's not final, it could be edited by someone. I'm sure it's how the program works. Yes. Well, what I was getting at, you know, in addition to, obviously, we'll table this for next month's update. Honestly, I would like to see us stop the daily fines
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
think, that was what, Mike was getting ready to.
I mean, if it's agreeable,
It's agreeable. I think that's a good idea.
All right.
you're working as hard as you can. You're bringing in consultants. Staff, I'm sure will hook all of you up with the proper people. I think it's really time to cut the daily fines as of today, and then we'll deal with those down the road. And that would be my motion. If nobody has any further questions, and Mr. Figueroa, if there isn't anything else you'd want to share, I'm sorry.
Well,
Uh,
Jenny, I was going to make a,
Did last year. Yeah. It started last year, sir. Yeah. That's why it's,
one step at a time.
Once you get all your permits and all, you can come before us for a fine reduction.
right. But that's why I want, that's why we want them to stop today. So that part is ended. You'll have to deal with them once everything is permitted and finished, but at least they don't keep going. So if
Jenny,
any further questions, Mr. Figueroa, Michael, I'm sorry, did you have?
no, I was going to make the motion, but if you want to go ahead and do it. Okay. All right, I'll make a motion in CEN 24190 for a 30-day progress report to the next meeting, and also to arrest the daily fines from accrual starting now.
Second. All-
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Thank you, Mr. Figueroa.
What, may I,
And the next meeting, just so you know, is when?
October 15.
Well, you're on the 50-yard line now, so let's get in the end zone or, on the goal line.
Things I think you're requesting is when did it commence? And it's with the order of enforcement that was signed November the 6th. So.
Of last year.
Daily fine started in December. So ask them for that, the order of enforcement if you don't have it.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you, Rafael.
Get the permits, and then you'll have to file for a fine reduction.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Have a good night.
This yours? This yours?
I mean,
Remember, he came last month, and I don't have a problem extending it.
I don't either. And it's not like it's a,
No, it's
I mean,
pleasant looking.
it looks very pleasant.
Property with regards to the foliage, you don't even realize there's a driveway.
Right.
Okay, I'll make a motion in case CEN 23-454 that we table this until the March 2026 meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Hang in, gotta make my notes. I'm sorry, which one? Dan?
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, indeed.
I'm rooting for her.
Make a motion.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion in CEN 24-59 that the owner is coming to compliance and that we close the case.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
If there are no questions, I'd like to make the motion in case number CE-25-0182 that the fine is paid and close the case.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Wasn't she in here and she said that, she does, this is not a homestead, right? And she lived like somewhere nearby and she said she was talking to Jeff, her real estate agent, and he was taking care of everything, right?
This is one of the ones that caught my attention. It's rental property, it's homestead. He's claiming homestead.
Oh, she is.
But even at that, it's got to be prorated by the square footage of the unit that the property owner lives in. It can't be the full homestead, and she's got the full homestead on this.
Yes. And so what's before us is the intent to lien.
Yeah.
If there are no questions, I'd like to make a motion.
Go.
On case number CEN-24-701 and CEN-24-702. I'd like to make the motion to direct the village to move forward with filing a lien for $11,625 for each case, plus an additional $250 administrative fee and the filing fee on each case.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Yes. And then your filing fee.
Did you make the motion for both?
Yes.
Okay.
I read both of them out.
Yeah,
Both
as one.
Okay.
Same amount on each
All right.
case. Well, I was making $250 each, and that you have to now treat these as separate properties.
Right.
Yes,
Because it's separate liens. It'll be two separate liens.
yes. Second?
Is this your thing? Oh, it's today. And is that the Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust that is the flyer contained within the file materials saying that it's from September 17, 2025, from 5:30 PM to 7:30 PM? Okay.
My problem with this is, here we go again. Courtesy notice given in March. Was there any contact, any effort to the compliance? Because you figure it started in March, she didn't comply then. The the violation was given in May. She didn't comply. We did the order in June. So she had July and August to ask for an extension. And here we are now, 6 months after this case was opened. I'll defer to the rest of you for comments.
You said that she's been in she's been in contact. I see an email of string that's, I see September 4th. Has there been one before September 4th, or was that the when she first got in contact, Doreen?
Well, I'd like, just for the record, that this is a non-homesteaded property.
Right.
And so it would be rented out property, and that should be taken into consideration. And so there's been no process to even request for the permit, or, all right. So it's not, it hasn't reached 50%? Okay.
Would you like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion on case number CE-25-0216, to direct the village to move forward with placing the lien of $11,750.
I'll second.
Oh, wait a minute, plus the administrative costs, and
Filing fees.
filing fees.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
One 117th Street. First case number is CE 25-0710 and CE 25-0717. Property owner is JMDP Consulting LLC in care of the registered agent Puello Daniel. We're here for a finding of fact. They were found to be in violation of section 18.4, permitted days and hours of construction. They were doing construction work at 6 o'clock in the morning, installing an air conditioner. Police were called to the construction site, and I would like to enter onto the record police report number BP 250-8260-0000697. The same for the case number CE 25-0717. It's the same police report number, but this violation was under section 16.141, double fee permits. They were installing this air conditioner without first obtaining a permit.
Just so I understand, one is because it was before hours, the other one is installation without a permit.
Correct.
Okay, but the one you called was the one for working before hours.
The call was working before hours.
And I just wanted to just observe that the incident report that you just indicated, ending in 697, has in the narrative section that the guy basically said that he was trying to get this thing installed before the sun came out.
Correct.
And before it got hot. So he admitted it and then stopped when he told him about the
Installing it.
I mean, considering they were working inside, which is where the majority of your AC work is done, and even if it was 6 in the morning, ironic that after that.
And for the second case,
Read.
as Board Member Michael rightfully say, we had to reference the police report again because it's in the police report that he admits to installing the air conditioner.
Thank you.
Any questions, anyone? No?
If not, I'd like to make a motion on
Please.
case number CE-25-0710 that a violation occurred, assess a fine of $250 and administrative fee of $250.
I'll second. All in
On.
favor?
Huh?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Do we have a pay by date?
Oh, pay by October the 15th.
No. So is it the 250, 250, 500 for one case and 500 for the other?
Oh, I was gonna read out the next
Okay.
case. I was just waiting until vote. And on case number 25-0717, that a violation has occurred, obtain a fully issued permit and have finalized by October the 15th.
No.
Um,
If not?
Huh?
If not?
if not, a $250 per day fine, a fine of $250 plus an administrative cost of $250 and a daily fine of $250 if not complied by with a fully issued permit by October 15th.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
That was a long way around that one.
I'm not the only one.
Next item, 7.3, is for the address 930 Northeast 119th Street. This is for case number CE 25-0606 for Hubert Lejeune. We're asking for an order of enforcement found to be in violation of section 8.4.3.1F, property maintenance. The roof has been showing signs of discoloration. It's very dirty. Our most recent inspection was September the 5th. They were still non-compliant. Raphael spoke with the property owner and he can testify to that.
So this too is a property that is not, I'm sorry, it is rental property, but claiming homestead.
Correct.
Raphael, feel free.
I spoke with Mr. Lejeune, and so he told me to send all the correspondence to a new address, which we've been doing it, and then I called him again, and he didn't reply back. So the communication has kind of.
Yeah. We can maybe we can bring this up at the end about these non-homesteaded properties. But for right now, any questions?
Nope.
And no questions, I'd like to make a motion on case number CE-25-0606 that the property is in violation, give the assess a fine of $250, administrative costs of $250, and have the roof clean and brought up to code by October the 15th, or $250 per day fine thereafter.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No, go ahead.
I would like to add a comment to this case, just in case Hubert is watching, that by law, we are obligated to send violations and any notices from the village to the address that's in the property appraisers. We can copy him as a courtesy to the address he provided, but we are bound by law to send to the right address. That's correct.
And thank you, but I did want to just bring to the code's attention that it appears that the gravel the gravel in front either is not an approved parking service, or or it needs to be brought up to standard.
There's an open violation.
Yeah, yes, there are quite a few coming up.
Next item, 7.5 for the address 1016 Northeast 113th Street. is for the same address, 930 Northeast 119th Street. This case number is CE 25-0611 for Hubert Lejeune. We're asking for an order of enforcement found to be in violation of section 16.15.2, landlord registration required. There is no landlord registration on file.
Is that the same letter that I got?
That's correct.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. I was gonna say, I noticed a courtesy notice was sent out in June.
Yes.
Compliance day of July 15th, 2025.
Yes.
and a notice of violation of June the 30th. And as of today, there's been no.
No registration.
And
The property is occupied by
Yes,
tenants.
Yes, by, with tenants.
the process, is it to,
It's a very short process. They just have to pay $40 and register, put their names and address in there.
anybody doesn't have any questions? I'd like to make a motion. In case CE 25-0611, a violation has occurred, assess a $250 fine, a $250 admin fee. The property owner is to come into compliance by registering pulling their landlord registration by October 1st, or else a $250 daily fine.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Next item, 7.5. This is for the address 1016 Northeast 113th Street. The case number is CE-25-0490, Samantha Solich. We are asking for an order of enforcement found to be in violation of section 16.15.2, landlord registration required. Ms. Solich has applied, and I would like to put onto the record application number LLR-25-0077. They, however, have not paid the fee of $40, so this application is incomplete.
Well, if there's no questions, I'd like to make a motion, in case number CE-25-0490, that a violation has occurred, now in compliance, that's an administrative, a fine of $250, administrative cost of $250, and assess a daily fine of $250 if the permit fee has not been paid by 10/1.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
And those were all the cases that we brought before the board tonight.
Good job, everybody.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay,
And thank you, Vanessa and Raphael.
make it really, if everybody's good with the cases, really quickly. Does staff have a procedure when we turn up cases like we did tonight? What was it, 4? That are claiming homestead and their rental property? Is there a procedure in place?
The answer is no. And the reason is local municipalities do not enforce homestead exemptions. That's enforced by the county. However, we can report to the county
That's my point. No, I know.
when we see one.
Phrased it better. I realize the village can't enforce it, but is the village reporting it?
We have reported a few, I have to say. However, the ones that we've reported, I'll give an example, an unsafe structure that is claiming homestead that's vacant. We have reported those to the property appraiser's office.
In your opinion, is this something staff can take on? Because I look at it this way. First of all, claiming homestead
Mhm.
when it is not your primary residence is against the law.
Right.
Secondly, it's costing this village significant sums of money. Is it feasible to set up a procedure where staff will, on a regular basis, like tonight, right here, there are, I think it was 3, thank you, 3 cases. Can those be reported? Can that be done on a regular basis?
We absolutely can do that, and I will bring this to the attention of the manager so we can come up with a process so we can start reporting these on a regular basis.
just a little on my thing about cases that languish. What brought that to my attention tonight actually was one of the later cases we heard, but agenda item 6-1. Let me pull that. That gentleman first came in front, that started back, I apologize, I should have, there it is. That's the gentleman who's very sick now. That started, as of next month, will be 2 years. Now, I have two questions. One, the first order of enforcement, first time we heard this case, was in February 24. It was supposed to be tabled till April of that year, but we didn't get it again until July of this year. And that's where, of course, we run into a situation where
It's missed.
if it languishes that long, yes, unfortunately, sometimes bad things happen, and then people do have a legitimate issue and sort of follow through. And the part that's on us, we didn't even assess an administrative fee. But, my concern is twofold. Are we as a board doing our part to keep things a little tighter? But is there a way we can avoid such a lengthy, you figure that was over a year before it came back to us?
Yes, we can, and it will take Raphael and I doing case management a little more than we're doing.
In fairness, I notice now.
Yes.
You're getting the returns.
Quicker.
Much quicker.
Correct. I go through the cases often to make sure we have nothing falling through the cracks. However, in this particular case, if you remember, Mr. Kelly has been sick for a long time, and that's why you never assessed fees. You continue to give them time. Yes, the 2 months did pass. It may have been me looking at that case and looking at Mr. Kelly coming in the office and still looking very sick, and probably gave him an extension in the office.
Makes sense.
Means you're using your discretion,
Correct.
which we trust implicitly.
Next time I'll document that. I'll document. If I give an extension, I'll document it to make sure.
What do you vote on, Judy? Okay, that was the last hearing we both gave. her
That
an
much you
excuse.
should remember.
Okay.
I have to put things to your proper. Okay, everybody had a chance to read the minutes.
Yes.
Any changes? Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the August 6th minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Good turn.
Second.
All in favor?
7:53.